If you can find out why they're doing this, you can figure out who's next.
You know, that's not bad. I like that he's actually putting it out there. It wasn't one of the things that really bothered me in the movie when they were doing a callback. Plus, David Arquette in the movie, I like him because he was one of the few characters that made me feel like, all right, when I'm hanging with him, I'm watching a movie.
Absolutely. And I never thought I'd be saying it about David Arquette, but he was the best actor in here. You're right. You're right. His was the character I could believe in. He had dimension. He was funny, but he was sorrowful.
I could describe this for you pretty well. So, simply put, this is kind of the same old shit with some familiar faces and a less interesting cast.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I'm just telling you like it is.
I didn't know how quickly you wanted to get to the truth about it. But.
Man, I feel like we ain't got time. It's late. I speak the truth, yo. Double Toasted Live has 2 more dates left on its tour, going to be in Orlando and Dallas. Join us for a full night of comedy and games. And if you get your tickets now, get 15% off the regular price. Get your tickets by going to x1entertainment.com, and we'll see you soon. Back in 1996, this was a special time, man. Average moviegoers and movie nerds. There was a time in 1996 where all of these people got together and shared one common experience.
What's that noise?
Popcorn. Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Shit. That flirt ended quick.
The whole world changed in that moment.
Boy, she was ready to drop them draws right then and there until he said that, like, oh, shit, romance is over. Shit, she dried up real quick. Of course, people, that is the original Scream. Back in 1996, movie nerds and the average moviegoers out there, the mainstream, they bonded over one of the most popular movies of that year. And since then, there have been many, many movies inspired by Scream.
Sure.
There have been many movies that have been influenced by Scream, or people that straight up just said, give me your shit. They just straight out ripped it off and jacked it.
Yep.
But nothing can touch this original right here. Not even Scream. Nope. Scream tried, 3 other times? Nah, just couldn't do it. Number 2 is actually pretty decent.
It's decent.
No, but like I said, the impact is gone.
Yeah. It's still lesser than.
Yeah, it's still not up to the original Scream.
And then by the time you got to number 3, it's like, okay, what are we doing here?
What are we doing? Number 4. Which was okay.
Which was okay.
Decent, but
many years later.
It wasn't no Scream 1, not even no Scream 2.
No.
No, you better than 3, but that ain't hard to do.
Right.
Not at all. Try and try again as long as there's money to be made. And apparently with Scream, there's still a check to be signed. There's still money to be thrown about.
Yes. And no property can stay dead as long as you might be able to dig it up and mine just a little bit more gold out of it.
Not at all.
I mean, even if it's just a filling's worth of gold.
Exactly. Ghostface always finds a way to come back. There's always some crazy motherfucker who wants to put that mask on out there.
Ooh, I want to turn.
Yeah, if I lived in that town, I'd just get the out.
Right.
Westboro.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Woodboro.
Woodboro. I mean, this and wherever Michael Myers is from, it's like, why do people still live here?
Why y'all still going to Camp Crystal Lake? Why y'all still living on Elm Street? And why y'all still living in Ghostface Town?
Yeah.
Because he always gonna come back,
always
man.
Comes back.
Always. That's the thing about it, man. That's one of the things that is plausible about Ghostface. There's always crazy people, and there's always that costume.
Yeah.
Always a Halloween favorite.
And how is it that costume inspired so many copycats and people to come back?
It's a badass costume, man.
Is it?
It is.
It seems pretty simple. It's very, very basic.
That's the beauty of it.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Very 90s film, but it doesn't matter. It has stood the test of time. Yes. We got a couple of directors out there who were saying, hey, get back. Get back, y'all. Everybody stand aside. Yeah, you know what? Nobody understands. See, the thing is, y'all don't get Scream like we do. Why? Because we're just a couple of nerds.
Yes. We've studied this. We've taught classes on it. Why did you do that? Of all the things that this world needs, that's what you chose to do. Yeah, you don't know. You don't have the knowledge like we do. Don't want it.
Oh, between the watch parties, the classes, the theses, the Scream circle jerks. I know everybody said leave the property alone, but no one understands Scream like we do because we're just a couple of hard nerds. You want a reference? You want an Easter egg?
We got them.
You want a call back? Call us.
What if I don't want those things? Are we going to give them to you anyway?
Oh, shit, it's too late. When has that ever stopped anything? Yeah.
Well, maybe a couple. No. We got a trunk full of
Yeah,
them.
people. Nah, man, you want nostalgia? We got it. That's cool. Okay, everybody's into nostalgia. Everybody's into references, callbacks, Easter eggs. Oh, and here's the new one, Martin. Here's the new one. Meta. Oh, it's a movie within a movie. Oh my God, it keeps going. It's more movie. Oh shit, man, they ain't playing. They going deep.
Yeah.
It's layers after layers. After layers.
It's self-referential.
Yes.
It knows what it is.
You know, that's why we can make a great Scream movie, because who knows us better than us? So is it actually scary though? Is it, because that's what the first one did. The first one brought the frights, it brought the scares along with the laughs. Or is this just one big Scream jack-off session? Is it just Scream masturbation? Well, Martin, we're gonna take a look at the trailer. Martin, I want to answer this so bad. Man, you keep asking me these questions now. I'm gonna answer one.
You stop with me.
Come on now, man. I got answers. Let's go. Well, folks, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for, I don't know, they call it Scream. Scream what? Scream 5, Scream 2022. Can't nobody add a number no more. Ooh, you so cool.
Because they're so clever.
Ghostface has been around for a long time. Even though it's different killers, Ghostface himself has become somewhat of an icon, become a horror icon, at least the costume has. Ghostface has been killing for years and years. Sometimes I want to tell him, man, just chill out, man. Just be cool. And now he can. Like getting these guns. Cool out, Ghostface. He probably wouldn't kill so much, man, if he just sat down and had a couple of diet smokes with me, Martin,
Sure, that'd do it.
Yeah, man. Why you so crazy? Why you killing everybody? Have one of these gummies, I swear to God, he'll sit back, that whole Ghostface scowl will turn to a happy face, and the world will be all right. I'll save some kids, man, with this. Diet smoke, people. These are the gummies that I have been raving about.
You have?
Yeah, I really have. I gave one of these to Christopher Juicy Herman because he said he couldn't sleep. And I asked him, I said, gave you one. How'd you feel about it? You're like, I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? I didn't know what he's talking about. He's like, oh yeah, I felt something. Oh yeah, it was good. He said, I had one. I laid down, relaxed, and went right to sleep.
Yeah.
Diet smoke is what we're talking about here. Diet smoke. What this is, these are gummies. And the thing with diet smoke is they are Delta 8 THC gummies. So they do have THC in them, but being Delta 8, they are not as high or don't have the same level of THC as Delta 9.
Not.
No, Delta 9 is what you get to. These here are Delta 8. And the difference between the two is that what if you just want a mellow feeling? What if you don't want to be stoned? You just want to relax. That's why I've been taking them, because I just want to relax at night. Because if I smoke out or try to smoke weed or anything like that, it makes me loopy.
Yeah.
I can't talk, or it just knocks me immediately out.
Right.
I want to be in control, but I want to be relaxed.
Sure.
And that's what diet smoke does for you. Delta 8 is simply a lightly less potent THC. That THC that you're probably most familiar with is, as I said, the Delta 9 from the cannabis plant. Diet smoke extracts the Delta from hemp. And some may call this a loophole, but it's,
Hey, it is what it is.
hey, it's legal.
Yeah.
It's legal and it feels good. But with this here, man, you know, it, like I said, doesn't get you crazy. The way they put it is diet smoke isn't light, it's just right. And as I said, diet smoke is legal in most states. It's non-prescription. And as you can see, I'm here on the website. You can go to the website and order this too. And it comes in 2 flavors, very delicious flavors. I like both of them. You have blue raspberry and you also have watermelon.
I like the watermelon.
That's the one I gave you.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. I liked it a lot.
Make you relax?
It did.
This is exactly what I'm looking for. I've been taking these every night. I say taking them, but I just been eating one every night, just almost like a little snack. And
You're not scared you're going to have them while you're reading and just going,
yeah.
oh no. Right down in your soup and you just drown.
That's the thing. You only need one. Mm-hmm. You know, I've had, like I said, I had 2 and I was feeling real good that night. But no, just take one. I might have 1.5 some nights, but it's very good, man. I've been loving these things. I've been loving them. In fact, I've been so truthful with people about these and telling you how honest I am about the feelings that I've had from this and how relaxed it gets me. We've been getting the company has been getting some good response.
Oh, good.
From us telling people about these, and they even want to sponsor one of the shows maybe. So, folks, I hope if they do sponsor it, you'll get a chance to try this out yourself. And the thing is, I want you to try this so much that I'm gonna set you up, man.
Yeah, hook me up.
I'm gonna hook you up, man. I got something for you right here so that I can have you try this out for yourself and hopefully feel as relaxed as I did. So, folks, go to dietsmoke.com and use the code TOASTED for 20% off your order. I want to thank Diet Smoke for making me feel nice, making me relax my mind and my body, and for sponsoring this portion of the show. And I also want to thank you folks out there. Yes, you, the Double Toasted community, for always supporting and being there for us. Thank you so much. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this review right here. And let me move some things over real quick before I do so. All right, there we go. So a lot of people have been looking forward to this movie, man. And there's been already word of mouth saying, oh my God, this is the best Scream ever, at least since the first one. This is the best Scream in 26 years.
Okay.
It's a long time. It's about time we would do for the best Scream ever since the first one. Mm-hmm. I could describe this for you pretty well. So simply put, this is kind of the same old shit with some familiar faces and a less interesting cast.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I'm just telling you like it is, y'all.
I didn't know how quickly you wanted to get to the truth about it. But
Man, I feel like we ain't got time. It's late. I speak the truth, yo. We ain't got time for.
I had such a. You pulled me out of my house to watch this shit after we just watched the original. That was, you know, the thing about the original is that it was original. And this is anything but.
When you take a movie that is known for making a lot of references, is known for being meta, known for being somewhat of, I guess, a statement on a certain genre.
On a genre.
When you decide to, when you say we're going to make this better, making it better doesn't mean piling on more references, piling on more meta-ness. You know, that's not what Scream was.
It really wasn't.
Scream was not. Scream had enough. It was intelligent enough to realize that we are not just going to rely on this gimmick. Mm-hmm. We got to have cool characters here that are fun. We have to have, actual scares if this is going to be a horror movie.
We have to have a whodunit where you really can't guess who it is. I'm not gonna lie, I knew who it was from the first 10 minutes.
Well, going by just after watching Scream and then hearing what they're saying here, and after our analysis of what we talked about with Scream, I said, now I didn't really 100% say that is it, but I just said, chances are, going by the way we did the first movie, but that's not the point. Point is that, listen, I know some people they are waiting for this movie, they're diehard Scream fans, and if that is you, then you're going to get what you want. You know, this is for, okay, I'll tell you who this movie is for. This is for the I got that crowd.
Yes.
You know the I got that crowd. Every time you go watch Shakespeare, you're sitting next to the asshole who wants to let everybody know, ha ha ha, I got it. You know.
And unfortunately, in today's movie, I sat on the row with those people.
Oh, I heard him.
I almost got up and
when
moved.
you go watch a Star Wars movie, when somebody makes a reference or a joke, ha 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 ha, I got it.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, if you are a super fan who've watched all 4 Screams before this, oh man, they gonna sing you on the best Easter egg hunt you ever been in. If you're somebody who's seen those movies but not in decades or so, you're gonna sit there just with your lips stuck out going.
Yeah, people, if you are a film nerd, that's why I kept saying that before. You're a film nerd, you're a movie geek, and especially if you are a horror geek and you watch this, you're gonna be that person in there knowing the fuck everybody talking about, ha ha ha, I got it. Cause I heard him in there today.
Yeah.
It was and for the it's not that funny crowd.
Oh boy.
between the I got it and the it's not that fucking funny crowd. I'm interested to see how this works out.
Right.
Because I was kind of I wasn't completely, but I was kind of like, it's not that fucking funny, you know?
Yeah, no, I was too.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Now, thing is, I'm not. It doesn't make me mad at the movie. I'm not upset at the movie. I'm not saying I hate the movie. All I'm saying is that I just like. Somebody told me, but Twitter said Twitter is they're the easiest fucking crowd to please.
Sure.
They're the first ones to see the movie. Mm-hmm. They're the first ones to come out and want to brag to everybody they saw the movie. And because it's
easy to pimp them out.
Oh yeah, and when they got in there and made them feel special, of course. I've seen it with fucking Star Wars. I've seen it with Jurassic Park. I've seen it with all kind of things. So many things out there. Eternals. You saw how that worked out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Eternals is such a different kind of Marvel movie. And I like Eternals, but these motherfuckers made it seem like I was walking in to see something revolutionary.
Right.
I don't trust Twitter, and this is the reason why Twitter, they were the ones coming out saying this is everything they wanted in a Scream movie. All the references and the jokes are so funny. It was a bunch of horror fans and critics and Scream people and Scream fans who went to see this. And that's why I say if you are a diehard Scream fan, then you will get what you want here. I don't think it's bad. I think that, I think that it might be disappointing for people who are looking for scares. Like I said, I don't hate it. I thought some of the satire was funny, because that's what it is. It's just mired in satire. But sometimes it's too goddamn smart for its own good, is what I think. It makes so many references, not only to horror, but to itself. It's like, okay, we're going to watch a movie. I'm going to watch you just pat yourself on the back for 2 hours.
Well, we get long patches of it where it's these characters watching the movie Stab that's about the first movie. So you're watching somebody act out what you've already seen, and the camera's just sit on people watching it on a television. Yeah. It's like, all right, meta, I can be down with that, but not to this level. I'm
gonna say, just so you know, because I know you don't like the movie, and I don't blame you. I like the movie. I don't think it's bad. I think it's fun. It's just, it's been done better. It's been done better by the first movie, and it's been done, and all these references I'm making to horror, anywhere from whether it's like a typical slasher movie or it's Alfred Hitchcock, is Psycho or something. We're referencing movies that are far better than this.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and it's not offering a new commentary on those movies or even the previous movies. The thing is, I don't hate this movie. As a matter of fact, for so much of it, I was just going with it. I was like, all right, well, it's not as good as the original, but it's all right. It hit a halfway point.
Yeah,
where I was like, wait. Y'all are doing just nothing but a bunch of fake jump scares over and over and over and over.
And they're doing it as a joke. See, the thing with this is that when you start making so many references, because this is what happens. the movie becomes more references and Easter eggs and callbacks and pats on the backs and all that kind of stuff that it takes me out. Either we're not doing a movie or it's taking me out what movie we have.
Right.
It gets to a point where I don't feel like I'm watching a movie anymore. I feel like I'm at a horror convention with a bunch of nerds who are talking like the characters in this movie.
Well, and see that it shares that in common with the latest Matrix movie, where it starts out being very meta and even kind of going like, oh, the fans want this and screw them and they don't know what a sequel is, only to then later kind of fall into being that just big nostalgia trip and just a lamer version of everything that's come before it, to the point where it's like, well, this isn't fun anymore. And everything you set out to do, you're doing the opposite of that now.
Well, it's just so self-referential that, again, I'm just getting, when you see an Easter egg, it's cool. But once you start having those references and Easter eggs too much, then it starts to like distract you. With this, there's so many references to the genre and to the movie itself. Like there's even characters with the same name, or they hinting at other, directors. Like there's a character named Wes. Yeah. Okay, all right. And then there's another character named Sarah Carpenter. It's just like, okay, I get it. And maybe you don't get it, you can go through with it. But for somebody to guess, I'm just kind of like, all right, those are cool, but we keep going. We keep going and we keep going.
Yeah.
It's, and this is directed by film nerds, man. The guys that did
Ready or Not.
Holy shit!
I had to play along so that I can get you out.
Emily! That, and I really like that movie. I like these guys as a director, at least judging from that film right there. And I do think that they bring clever moments in here. Like the parts that you saw, the jump scares. At first, it was getting on my nerves, and I was like, okay, I see what y'all are doing. Y'all are playing around.
No, I got that.
But with them, the directors here, what kind of got to me, and like I said, continue to take me out the movie, is it's almost like they know that they're making too many references, and they could give a shit less what you think.
That's true.
They feel like like the audience for this.
They're like saying the real fans will get it.
Yeah, they make a reference here that says, the franchise goes off the rails in on number 5. I'm like, I get what you're doing right there. Yeah. You really need some new material. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I know that I'm not doing the most clever thing, but if I reference it and act clever, then I am clever.
If a character brings it up, that way you know that I know, and that I did it on purpose. So you can't really ding me on it. You see how that? Just go with it, okay?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm not a big fan of making too many references. I told you that. I'm not a big fan of just nostalgia. I'm not a big fan of placating the audience with with references and whatnot. That's just me. But like I said, it's not like it's not fun. It's just a little bit too much. See, this is another thing. Scream inspired so many films out there. We talked about a few when we were doing the Scream review. They inspired so many movies where they were clever and still took a little bit from Scream. Like we mentioned Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods is very meta. But they kind of did their own thing with it.
Yes.
And I thought that, okay, you know what? That's what I feel like a movie should do when it's inspired by something. Not repeat what a movie has done.
Yeah.
Or take, for example, Get Out.
You ready for this?
I'm back in beef. Christmas is time.
That, again, took the whole thing of being self-aware and using hard to examine a certain thing. Scream use hard to examine the genre.
Yeah.
This used hard to examine social issues such as racism. But it was definitely inspired by the format of Scream.
Sure.
And that's what I'm thinking when I think about movies that have taken a cue from Scream and done their own things. I don't think about, okay, let's just put on things that will make people go like, oh yeah, I recognize that. Oh yeah, I remember that. Like I said, it just takes me out of a movie.
Oh, it does for me too. And it just seems so much of, if not blockbusters, at least every time with one of these things of bringing back a franchise, it's never about really about reinvigorating it. it's about just rehashing what's been done and giving people their nostalgia and their Easter eggs. They go deep in trying to connect everything to where even our characters are related to the old characters.
Yeah. You know, and again, I don't mind them connecting everything. I don't mind it. You know, it's fine. Again, sometimes being self-aware is fun. Sometimes being self-aware and connecting things is cool. I don't really have that big problem with the movie like that. I just think one of the things that the first Scream did it wouldn't be a problem if this wasn't relying so much on the first movie. There are so many ties to the first movie that you can't help but say, all right, if you're going to do that, how did the two compare? And with this, see, Scream managed to kind of balance the laughs.
Yeah.
It balanced itself well between comedy, film commentary, and actual horror. This right here, this one lays so heavy on the commentary that unlike the first Scream, you know, I don't think there's a lot of scares to be had. You know, it doesn't have as much horror. I think it has laughs for people, but I don't think the balance between horror and comedy is there as well.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Because with all that, with all the connecting and everything, it could have worked if the humor had been more. If they had really leaned more into the humor, or leaned into the mystery, but it's way more about the references. When you get to the motive, because that's the last thing that you need is okay, what's this all about? 'Cause what you're sticking around for.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk, trying to hammer their point across. Kind of in a joke, but it was like, okay, this just a few sentences would have been it, but this is going on for a while.
Well, and, I'm just thinking like with this lays so heavy on the commentary, and like I said, unlike the first Scream where you had like Jamie Kennedy, he was the big film nerd here. Mm-hmm. He was the one. There were a couple other characters, if you remember the movie, who were also talking about references to horror.
Right.
But Jamie Kennedy was the guy here. He was the main one that was laying down all the rules. He was laying down all the tropes of horror.
And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
Point I'm making here is that when with Jamie Kennedy right here, with him being the only one doing it, that kind of made it special. He was like, because that was the character. Mm-hmm. In this movie, everybody is Randy. Everybody's Jamie Kennedy. Everybody's fucking Randy, man. Everybody's that dude. It's almost like when I was watching this, I wanted to tell the people in the movie who were being Randy, I wanted to tell them, can you be quiet? I'm trying to watch a movie.
Shh.
Yeah, he was like, do we need goddamn 20 Randys in this movie?
Apparently so. It's almost like they interrupted each other to go like, well, actually.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I'm saying. There's so many things where they just go back and do the same thing from the movie. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say too much. I will say, even with the rules, they have to go back and lay down the rules. We have a scene just like that. I have a really crappy clip up here of David Arquette doing the whole rules thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm playing this for 2 reasons. To show you that, this is on repeat. And also for another reason. Now, here's where he's doing his version of the rules of horror.
Never trust the love interest. They seem sweet, caring, supportive, and then welcome to Act 3 where they're trying to rip your head off. If you can find out why they're doing this, you can figure out who's next. That's not bad. I like that he's actually putting it out there. It wasn't one of the things that really bothered me in the movie when they were doing a callback. Plus, David Arquette in the movie, I like him because he was one of the few characters that made me feel like, all right, when I'm hanging with him, I'm watching a movie.
Absolutely. And I never thought I'd be saying it about David Arquette, but he was the best actor in here. You're right. His was the character I could believe in. He had dimension. He was funny, but he was sorrowful. And everything about him was like, I'm watching a movie now. I just want to stay with this guy.
Yeah, what I like about him is like he really does feel like he's a developed character. I feel like he's one of the best actors in the movie. We do see him at a different point in his life, living in a shitty trailer, living at the bottom of a bottle, and
David Arquette, for as goofy as he was, as Officer Dewey, later Sheriff Dewey, he's cut back on that. The character has really matured. They don't come back. They don't bring him back to play on laughs.
Right.
Like, he's really serious. And what's cool about it is that, this guy really feels like you feel like he's been traumatized by everything. It's not like everybody else who are coming back to give a one-liner,
yes,
or deliver a clever pun or something. He's really the one that feels like he's been through some shit.
Yes.
I actually love him in this movie, man. I liked him a lot.
He's also the most competent person.
Yeah, to be the dumbest person from the first. Actually, he wasn't even that dumb in the first movie.
No.
He just had a goofy demeanor, but he wasn't dumb like everybody remembers him. We got that Mandela effect going on with him. You're getting mixed up with Scary Movie, where he played where in that movie the sheriff was the deputy Dewey character. It was that character was shitting in his pants.
Jeez.
I wish it had been a better movie because it has a lot to live up to. And you got to keep in mind that I just finished watching, we all did, we just finished watching the original Scream. And it has some faults, even has some really dumb parts in there, but for the most part, it's a brilliant film, man. I really enjoy this movie a lot. So maybe I'm coming too fresh off of this great film.
Off of a better movie.
Off of a much better movie, off of a great film. But it's not to say that you can't have fun with this movie. I did have fun. I did laugh in certain parts. Now I want to sit up there like, ha 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 ha. I understand. I was like, that's funny. I was laughing like a normal goddamn person.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the film really. My problem is that they could have even repeating some things and having just maybe too close tie-ins to the first film. It's not, I think that if they weren't trying too hard to have those references and whatnot, they would have been a better movie.
Yeah. The thing is, you bring up the directors who did Ready or Not. And it's because of their expertise as directors, this looks and plays so much like a real movie.
Yeah.
But take away their ability to do that, if you remove that from it, just script writing wise and everything, this also feels like a fan film. It's by people who are just way too big of fans that want to squeeze in everything they've picked up or learned into one film, and it less could have been so much more. And by the time it was done. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a feeling of hate, but it was such a, man, this could have been something. And when it started, I thought better of it. But by the closer it got toward the end, everything in the third act, I just kind of hated. And
really,
and I could go into more detail, but I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, understandable. Well, see, I didn't hate this movie. I didn't hate this movie at all. Like I said, I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed it on more of a disappointing level, but still liked it. I did.
What'd you give it?
Well, here's the thing. Just a few other things here. Just in case y'all looking at this trailer and thinking like, oh shit, we got Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox back. Sydney and Gail. Are we bringing the gang back together? They are not in the movie as much as you think they might be. They are kind of passing the torch to a younger cast, or when I was not this cast because half of them are killed off, but just the younger generation, in general. I don't think they're not in there a lot, but it's not like they're coming and making a cameo. They get some good scenes, they play some important parts here, but it's not their movie. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So don't think that this is something where they're working in tandem with the kids the whole time. As far as the younger cast goes, I mean, look, they're not bad. They're not bad. I think. The one who really gets to lay it on in here is Jenna Ortega, who plays Tara Carpenter. Hey, I get it. No, I think she's really good in the movie. But really, most of the other kids, not like I don't like them, they're just not memorable. They're CW knockoffs.
Yes, they are, and it's funny because, in the original cast, I guess they weren't really CW knockoffs. I mean, Nev Campbell's doing a Party of Five, which is on Fox and all. But they were all people who were recognizable when they came on. And with these kids, Yeah, other than Dennis Quaid's son, and Dylan Minnette.
Oh, you thinking about Jack Quaid?
Yeah, Jack Quaid and Dylan Minnette, who's been in so much stuff, 13 Reasons Why and Goosebumps, and just he's been around a long time. I'm surprised he's still playing kids or teenagers.
Yeah. But you know what? I will give it. I know the kid is older. I know he's in his 20s.
But he looks young.
But he looks like a teenager.
He does. I'm not trying to take that away from him.
This group of kids, they look like kids, man. And I appreciated that. And I did like them. They have their moments. You know, and there are moments where they do the things that Randy or some of the other kids did in the first Scream. And I thought it was funny. But the only thing is, like I said, they just didn't stand out.
Personality wise, they didn't stand out, and they did a lot of the things like in the first Scream that you don't get, where you want to yell at the screen, going, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah. Well, with these kids in here, back when you had Skeet Ulrich, you had Jamie Kennedy, you had old Shaggy over here, Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
They were memorable because either they were recognizable from other properties at the time, maybe not much. Maybe they weren't huge stars, but they were recognizable. But even before we found out who the killers were, a lot of these kids were just weird.
Yeah.
Before we even, I mean, that's why you watch this movie and you're kicking yourself in the ass later, because like, all these motherfuckers are weird. I should have known that it was them.
It's one of the things that keeps you guessing about who could it be, because everybody's weird. Yeah.
Because everybody's weird, and all these cast, they leave an impression. That's why I couldn't get mad at Matthew Lillard. In any other movie, Matthew Lillard would have been getting on my goddamn nerves. But in this movie, I was like, he left an impression. All of them left an impression. I remember them to this day.
I'm telling you, the dad's a red herring. It's Billy.
I mean,
his eyes could not have gotten bigger.
That was boy. His eyes said, "Oh." You got O over here and over here. But they made them dangerous before we even realized who the killers was. They scared the out of us before we even thought that they were murdering people.
How do we know you're not the killer?
Huh? That's right.
What would be your motive?
Look at this shit, man. How can you not remember these characters? They were so great.
Yeah.
And that's why this movie is so good, because you really love these characters.
Sure.
Before anything's going down, it's not really the same impact here with these characters that we have. And I'll tell you this: they have one tie to the original. It just looks ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
I'm like, why y'all doing this?
I know. Yeah, it was all you needed was a mention. There was no reason to.
It just looks stupid. I'm sorry. And the reveal, the climax, the reason for why the killers are doing what they're doing. We're going even deeper into this meta area to the point where it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It falls apart. It doesn't hold water. It's like, please give me some other reasons. Just tell me this is the window dressing on something else. Don't make it really about this.
Yeah, it goes a little bit too far. One, it's ridiculous, and this is really where I thought they pushed. Okay, now we're getting a little bit too meta here. That's whatever. I'm not buying it.
Although I did learn from this movie that if you get stabbed, all you need is a sports bandage, and then you're good. You don't even need to go to the hospital.
Oh yeah. Let's try it. Let's stab each other like Stuart and Billy.
You're coming too deep, man.
Damn, man. I can't really fault the movie for this, because on one end, it's kind of cool. There's moments where, like the first movie, you just don't know when the killer's going to strike, because the killer is not afraid to do shit in daylight. He ain't afraid to strike in daylight. He ain't afraid to strike in public. So on the one hand, it's silly because people get murdered right outside their front door at noon during the day.
Yes.
Also, there's a hospital where apparently one person works there, and if they die, the whole hospital shuts down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this up there, right on the same level as, and not a lot of people don't like this, but it's about on the same level almost with Scream 4, because Scream 4, they had a clever idea. I liked it. It just didn't meet its potential. That one was about remakes, I think.
Yeah.
This one again, is about fandom. This was about Scream itself. This was about, and another thing, this was about not just horror, but as they said here in the movie, elevated horror. And they almost take a jab at elevated horror. And I'm thinking, you got some nerve.
I got a lot of nerve.
You got some nerves sitting up here. I ain't gonna tell you what elevated horror they talk about because I want to spoil any jokes for you.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of like, all these movies that you kind of taking jabs at, they are doing far better a job at being original than what you're doing right now. I know it's a joke, but still, it's like you can't be a movie coming here.
But they retell it kind of a lot.
They tell it a lot, and also you can't be no movie where you rely on every other. Your reason for being is because you are on the shoulders of every other horror movie out there that you're talking about, and then these movies try to do something original, and you're gonna talk shit. But like I said, it's not like I don't like the movie. I probably sat up here and criticized it more than I praised it. You know, it's just one of those situations where I just have more to say about some of the faults that I saw here. But yes, go see it if you are a Scream fan. I mean, like I said, it's almost like being a Star Wars fan. You're going to like it no matter what because it's giving you all the references and the callbacks and Easter eggs that you're looking for. It's giving you that shot of endorphins. It's giving you a quick high. You're already looking for it when you go see it. So on that alone, yes, even if you're not a Scream fan, hey, if you haven't seen the first Scream, I will say this. It'll work. You'll be confused about some things, but it'll still work if you haven't seen it. So you might like it if you haven't seen the first Scream because it'll be more original to you. And for the rest of us, like me, it's fun. Had a good time. Wish it was better. It had potential to be better. But, oh well, we got what we got. And I give this a low matinee.
And I would say see it if you're a super fan because it's big on referencing even the sequels. And like you, I had it ranked about the same level as Scream 4 until we get to the third act, and then it dropped down to it was Scream 3 at that point.
I'll just let away say, yeah, you a bitch for this shit.
No, I know how you are. There's certain things that do it for you, and I don't begrudge you that.
I know. I get it. And you're right. You know what? You would be right. I do have a soft spot for these things. You know, I like these things more than you, so I get it. And that's why I say, you were fully justified in all the criticism that you gave.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you say that, then everything's okay.
But no, what would you give him? I'll continue with your rating. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like I said, it's and maybe I don't know. It's I just don't have any reason to want to give it a pass on anything. They don't write anything original enough for them to shine. I guess I'm a little extra fed up because we've had, and they even point out so many of these movies that they keep bringing back to us, and they aren't doing new things. They do one or two new things, and the rest is all. Now we're gonna overload it. How'd you feel about the new Ghostbusters? You felt like they did something new at first, and then and then once they got you, once you smiled and felt comfortable, they dumped all the old shit all back on top of you.
Yeah, they sure did, and I gave that a rental, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is just funnier throughout than Ghostbusters is, but
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just thought that was, this I tell you that I think I can see where they're trying. They are genuinely trying. It's not like they're just writing this to just cash in on the Scream name.
No, you're right about that.
They're writing it. It's just, just like I said, they're just kind of overdoing it for me. But I can see where they're coming from a sincere place.
It's just too much of the people who were fans of stuff, who we always wanted to be the ones to write it because they understood it. We've hit that point where, hey, they were writing it and things were being accurate. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But now we're coming over the hill where they're such fans that that's all they know. They haven't studied other things to add to it, to expand what the lore is. All they can do is just regurgitate everything that's already been there. I understand
where you're coming from. That's my problem with fandom.
Yeah. I mean, as much as they talk about fandom, they're just as guilty of it here.
Yeah.
But because of the effort of like they said, there are some clever things and there are some things that are funny. I did get a number of chuckles out of it. So it's a rental. I was gonna go with a low rental, but I'll just say it's just a rental.
All right then. Okay. That's fair. That is very fair. You're my Ghostbusters moment, I guess. So, yeah. I understand. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.